Okay, just a quick vid on something that I've been playing around with this evening. Estimating the noise floor to automatically control gain. So this algorithm is fairly simple. It averages the FFT bins. So for every frame, so 60 times a second, it does that. It keeps the average. The next time round, it ignores any bin that has got a higher power than the average. So all these spikes and everything would be ignored. And it keeps doing that, regenerating the average, ignoring whatever it needs to ignore, until a point occurs where there are not enough points in the average set. And I've just picked an arbitrary number of 1/3 of the FFT bin width, bandwidth. So when it gets to that point, instead of recalculating the average, it increases the average very slowly, so it just applies a fixed float to that. And then eventually it'll get to a stage where it gets high enough that when it runs the average, there'll be enough entries in the set for it to come up with a decent average, and it just keeps doing that over and over. And this is the number it's come up with here, -107 for this rather noisy lightning static band of 80 meters here. And then it's applying a 30 dB shift to that, so it's adding 30 dBs on, and then it's stuffing it through the AGC system, and it's coming out with this number. And as you notice, the AGC slider is tweaking back and forth. If you get a load of lightning in a row and it pushes this up, you know, creates a lot of power, a lot of signal for a prolonged amount of time, this red line would eventually track it all the way up to the top, and it would reduce the gain. So if we flick to a different band, like 40, see that the noise floor is very slowly dropping down, and the AGC gain here is changing. Now, of course, we can probably run the same algorithm on a smaller bandwidth when you're listening to a signal, and then do the necessary to generate an SNR to maintain. But that's going to take some further work. But I thought it was quite a good start to it anyway. And you can see it dropping down there, and the AGC is changing so that you can hear it. That's 127 down there. So yeah, there we are, and it works on broadcast band. There's lots of stuff happening. So yeah, it's quite an interesting thing. So there we are. I thought I'd do a quick little vid on that, something that I've just been playing around with this evening. Cheers.